Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually my first ever makeup video for YouTube. Usually I'm on TikTok, so I'm feeling really weird sitting down in front of an actual camera. So I did this look. It's just a very bronzy, glowy, everyday summer, not super full coverage, something that you're not gonna really sweat off that much. So if you guys are interested in seeing about how I got this look and the products that I used in it, then please stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, so first thing that I like to do is I don't usually wear primers. I do use the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. Ooh, it just makes it look so glowy. Unless you're sweating, then you just have that naturally. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Superstay foundation. This is a full coverage foundation, but if I'm gonna do just like a light look, I'll just use maybe like half a pump and just kind of dab it all over where I want. Most of the time, if I have problem areas, like if I have any acne, breakouts, blemishes, whatever you wanna call it, I'll go in with some concealer first. And recently, I've been using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Concealer. It is bomb. Freaking.com. It's amazing concealer. So I have like a little bit of some problem spots. Cover those. So just a light blend. I will blend it out just a little bit. Usually if you put concealer on first to cover those kind of things, you wouldn't usually blend it out, but that's more so for me. I feel like that only works when I do a full coverage foundation, because then obviously you're gonna cover the concealer spots that you're putting on, but I'm gonna blend this out just in the slightest. So you can still see that I have the little white spots, but I am gonna cover that with a little bit of foundation. See? You can still see that they're there. Okay, so I zoomed you in just a little bit, but as you can see, I just barely blended out that concealer, covering up any problem spots. So now with the Maybelline Superstay, I'm just gonna take about half a pump on the back of my hand. I am using a beauty blender to blend this out. Of course, I just use the Morphe Beauty Blender. I use the flat edge, and I just sort of put it, yes, all over, but since it's just a half a pump, and a little with this foundation goes a long way. And I don't want super full coverage. Like, I would like to see my skin on the underneath, and since it's so warm here, I don't want like a full coverage situation that I sweat off, so, which happens, but that's fine. So I'm gonna go back in with the Pretty Fresh concealer, and I'm going to do a little bit on my under eye. Now for me, more recently, and I saw this on TikTok, I like to go like kind of right here, covering these like dark spots that I've got right there, and then I do like to add just a little bit of lift right here. It just makes me feel like it kind of lifts the eye and kind of gives that like model-y vibe. And then of course I kind of just put a little bit where you usually would. I'm just going to blend that out. Okay, so now that that is all blended out, for me, I will put a little bit of the concealer on my eyelid. Just like a little dot does pretty well. This concealer goes pretty far, especially for like the price being right. I think it's like $6 for this concealer, and it's amazing. It stays in place all day. Even if it's super warm outside and you're sweating, I never have issues with it running. I never have issues with it not setting correctly. It's just great. You don't want to pack your face with powder, or I don't at least. So I do have to set because my skin is really oily. So I'm going to use Shake It. This is the Maybelline FitMe Loose Powder. I use the shade 05 Fair. Now they do come in several different shades for all skin tones. So I'm just going to take a light dab of that onto my beauty sponge, and just lightly tap everywhere that you put the concealer. Lightly set the face. So after that, I do like to take another Maybelline Fit Me. I use the shade 110, which is Porcelain. It's June, and I'm using Porcelain. It's fine. Just kind of like with the loose powder, I'm just gonna sort of set where I didn't put the setting powder. Just dabbing it, and then I will wipe away any excess loose powder. Ooh. What is going on back here? You know what? I'm done. Okay, so next I'll do my brows. So if I'm gonna do just sort of a no makeup look, I will go in with Essence Clear Brow Gel and the Morphe brow pencil. I use the shade Java. That's pretty dark, I'm not gonna lie. So what I'll do is I'll just brush through my little baby brow hairs, just sort of almost face them all the way up. I will go under here, under the bottom arch, and sort of create like a light line just to sort of define that brow. I don't do really anything to the top when I'm doing a light look. Now when I'm doing like a full glam type stuff, I'll do my brows differently. But then I go in the front here, and I'll just go straight up, maybe curve it a little bit, just sort of follow the way that your brow hairs are going, and just sort of do that through the entire brow. Is that good? You know what? It's fine. We're just having fun today. But then I take that Essence Lash and Brow Clear Gel. I need a new one. Don't look at it. It's dirty. But I just threw my brow hairs. Okay, so after brows, I'm going to use my bronzer as eyeshadow. The bronzer that I'm going to use on my face is the bronzer that I'm going to use on my eyes, just so that everything kind of ties together, nothing clashes. So I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Deep Bronzer. So on my eyes with the Physicians Formula Bronzer, I'm going to be using the Morphe M535 brush. You're just going to kind of swirl your little brush around in the bronzer. Of course, tap out the excess. And then, so I zoomed you in. Hello. So what I'll do is I'll do one layer of the bronzer just as like a base type eyeshadow. And then I'll take that same brush and swirl it around again, blow off the excess, and then I'll just sort of build it up a little bit in the crease and kind of smoke it out. That way it looks like I tried a little harder, but really I didn't try at all. But it's fine. It's summer. We're supposed to be just glowy, bronzy deliciousness. So it's fine. It's fine. After that, I will add some on my lower lash line. Let's see, what brush is not disgusting? We'll do this one. Morphe E17. It's kind of like just a fluffy definer brush. Again, swirl it around with the bronzer and just put it on the lower lash line. I just sort of slap it on. I don't try really hard with this type of look. So I have the bronzer on the eyes. I'm probably gonna do lashes, maybe, we'll see. Before I do that, I'm going to put on some mascara. We'll see how I feel after I put mascara on. I'm just gonna, of course, curl the lashes. Hey. So I'm gonna do L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara. The amount of drugstore mascaras that I have tried, this is the flippin' bomb. the flippin' freaking bomb. It is amazing. It curls my eyelashes. It makes them look longer. It makes them voluminous. It's just the whole freaking shebang. It's the bomb. Hi. Okay, so now that the mascara is on, I don't do my bottom mascara until the very end. Same with eyelashes. If I'm going to do lashes, I do that last. But now we're going to go on the face. I'm going to take the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula in Deep Bronzer. And I'm going to use the Real Techniques. This is their blush brush. I can't. So just sort of swirl that around. And of course, just lightly up the cheekbones. I go underneath my jawline. This type of look for me, you want to look light, bronzy, glowy. I'm going to just do some super bronziness, not really contour or anything like that. Of course, blush. And then you're going to want to be like a hella glowy. I mean, like, let's just drink highlight at this point. For my nose contour, I had a lot of people asking or commenting on my TikTok about my nose contour. My nose is so oily. Like, I put like a light little stuff around with on top of the foundation. Okay, let me first learn how to speak correctly and then I'll get back on here. But anyway, my camera shut off. So it cut off when I was doing my nose contour and I didn't realize that it stopped recording. I'm not a professional. Nose contour, same thing with the E17 brush. I just use the angle and just go straight down the nose. Pretty simple. Now I will take my powder brush and kind of dab. I'm using the same powder brush that I used to do the all over powder, the Real Techniques powder brush. That also helps, I think, blend out the nose contour a little bit. Words in my head. For blush, one of my favorite blushes is, you guessed it, Maybelline Fit Me. Okay. But I use Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Wine. I've never used this blush before. What are you talking about? And I just sort of scrape the ever-living sides out of the blush. And then, of course, just go up the cheekbones. Now, a ton of people, I've noticed on trend that people are putting blush on their nose. I look like Cindy frickin' Lou Who. How old is that movie? So now that your blush has been applied, I don't know what highlight I want. Before I apply my highlight, I'm going to set my face. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Where is that? Do you want to know what I just realized? So my camera shut off and I applied my highlight. I used Amrezy and I was filming. When I turned my camera back on, I was filming me putting my highlight on. And then I realized my fan was still on. Sorry. I'm gonna use Lily lashes to put lashes on just because, you know, I'm feeling a little fancy. So I'm going to use the Duo Lash Glue, the brush on adhesive. This is white and it dries clear. So you're just gonna put the glue on the lash, let it get all tacky, blah, blah, blah. God, I'm hungry. So the only thing left that we have to do now that the lashes are on are bottom lashes and lips. Let's go ahead and do bottom lashes first. You can see how shaky I am because I'm so hungry right now. So I'm gonna go with my go-to, because we're basic biatches, basically, honestly. So Kylie Cosmetics KoKo lip liner and liquid lipstick. That's what I'm gonna use. yeah, we're gonna try to do the Kylie Cosmetics Creme Brulee over top. Because that's what I usually do if I want like something extra. And then I did have my hair in like a little bun, so it has a little kink to it, but you know, that's fine too. I hope you all enjoyed the Hot Mess Express tutorial on summer glowy look. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Bye!